Hey you guys, it's Coin Crazy here, and I wanted to show you some of the cool things that I picked up since making my last video. So I recently moved to Michigan, and I'm happy that I moved. I moved from Kansas to the Detroit metropolitan area, and I actually live probably an hour and 13, 14, 15 minutes away from Detroit. And it's actually a pretty nice area. Everybody back home in Kansas, they say, "Why did you move to Detroit? And what about all that crime up there?" And it's really not that bad. Every major city has really bad crime. And of course, you can find that crime in Detroit. But the further you get away from the city, there's certainly parts there that are really nice. And then the further you get away from Detroit, it becomes really, really nice. It's not bad at all. And so I live, like I said, probably an hour and a half, really, from Detroit. I live in a really nice suburb that is, very middle to high end, and I'm happy to be here. The Michigan is really nice. The air is clean here because of all the trees. The weather is nice. It's nice to have four seasons here. I'm based in Detroit. I work for an airline, so I fly out of Detroit. I have a small business. I'll be opening up an office here, and I'm just happy I chose this over Dallas, which was going to be my second choice. My original choice, actually, but I love it here. I love the Great Lakes, and I'm happy to be back. However, what sucks is I'm putting all this stuff away because I moved into a place with problems. The problems are so bad here. They were caused by the last tenant that my landlord didn't know there were problems here. I didn't know there were problems until after I moved in. The problems are so bad that my landlord is moving me to a place that's double the size of this place, and my rent's only going up $100, and they're paying to have all my things moved. When the landlord is paying to move all of your things, you know that they're fearful that you're going to turn around and sue them basically sue them. I'll tell you what, I hate this. Is so embarrassing to me because I'm a clean person. I like to consider myself to be a clean person. The last tenant that lived in this place didn't tell the landlord that she had a dog. The dog, when I came in and looked at this place originally, the windows were up. They were doing some painting, and so you couldn't tell that there was any kind of odor or anything like that. Well, after I got all my stuff up here, after signing the lease that day, there was a strong odor that hit you in the face like a brick. That wasn't the worst of it. That I can cover up clean. I can bitch up my landlord until they replace the carpets. That's one thing. When I woke up one morning and there were fleas on my arm, and I said, nope, not going to happen. And my landlord, they were all over this place, and they decided to come out 2 weeks after I had moved in. And my landlord, I said, I'm not tolerating this. I shouldn't have to. I don't even have a dog. And it was clear there was a dog in here. And so my landlord, like I said, is moving me to a newer place. It's 2,000 square feet. I'm only paying $100 more, and they're moving all my things. They're having all my things treated, and I have bought so many powders and so many bombers and so much stuff to try to get rid of them since I've been here. I finally have them at bay, but I'm glad I'm moving because this is not what I asked for. This is not what I expected. 2 weeks after moving, and I'm already moving again. So the landlord's really lucky that I'm a diplomatic person and I'm an understanding person, because there's a lot of people out there, and especially me, I have the resources to do so. I could sue the hell out of them, and they would be writing me a check easily, and it would be a big check. But I'm a diplomatic person. I'm from Kansas. I like to take pride in the fact that I will give people the benefit of the doubt, and that is just in my nature. So let me show you what I got here. You guys don't want to hear me bitch about my personal life, and excuse my language. I'm sorry if I'm making your ears bleed. So let me show you some of the cool little commodity coins. I got a lot to show you here. I'll start off with this. So these are really neat. You can go on eBay and you can buy these, and please ignore my blood blister here. I was showing my friend how to do something cool with those rare earth magnets, and it backfired, and I had two magnets and my finger squished in between them, and God, that hurt like hell. But anyway, these are really, really cool. For $10, you can go to eBay and you can get gold-plated wheathead pennies. And some of the dates are actually really good dates. I'm thinking, man, why couldn't they have just sent me the penny? There's some teens and some 20s in here. I was really surprised by that. But for 10 bucks, you can get these gold-plated wheat pennies, and they're really, really neat. You get 20 of them, and so if you spend 20 bucks, you'll get pretty much a full roll, almost a full roll. But even if you just buy the 20 pack, man, they're just really, really neat. They make great gifts, and they're neat. I mean, they're really, 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 really cool. So definitely look these up on eBay. I think these are worth 10 bucks. I really do. They make a lot of gold-plated stuff that isn't really impressive, but I think these are really neat. These are also buy one, get one free, and they're the gold-plated Kennedy halves, and they're also $10. And they're really nice looking. You don't want to invest a whole lot of money in this type of stuff because it's all gimmicky, but it's neat. It's 24 karat gold, and it's just neat to have. It doesn't cost you very much. So very, very neat. I also got this. This is a painted Kennedy half, and it's also, I think, $10. And it's just neat. Something, again, neat to have. Something different. It's got 24 karat gold plating on it. And they all come with their capsules, so really not a bad deal. Like I said, the Wheathead pennies and the Kennedy halves and the Kennedy halves, really, really neat. So I also bought this on eBay. I won this at an auction really, really low. I have some tricks that I use to search eBay in a specific way to find things that are really underpriced and score them. And this is one of those items. This is a silver proof dollar, commemorative dollar that is commemorating the 1984 Olympics that were held, I guess, in Los Angeles 4 years before my time, so I can't tell you much about that event. But I noticed on the back, this is a really nice coin. It is a silver coin. And I noticed that this eagle looks a lot like the eagle on the back of a peace dollar. If it was facing the other direction, it'd be very, very similar. It already is similar. Because on the peace dollar, you have the eagle that's sitting on the rock with the word peace, with the, what do you call that? The plant. There's a name for that. And it's talons, but very neat. I also bought these, and you guys can find these right now on eBay. And the guy who's selling them, I hate to say it, he's selling them at a very, very underpriced price point. So the U.S. Mint makes these commemorative bronze medals, and there's a guy on eBay. They sell them for anywhere between $15 to $30, I think, new. I bought a few from the U.S. Mint for my coin cabinet, and these things are selling on eBay right now for 15 to 30 bucks. I found them listed by other people. This guy's selling them for 2 for $5, which is crazy. So I'll show you these real quick. These are really cool. Like I said, 2 for $5. This is a William Harrison bronze medal, and you can see there, right there on the side, you might be able to see that. It says U.S. Mint. And then there's a wreath on the back that gives you the dates as to when he was the president. Got a Elizabeth Monroe. And then it says the first reopening of the White House, 1818. Pretty cool design on that. And then John Quincy Adams. And all of the rest have this peace and friendship design on the back. This is James Monroe. Again, the same piece and design. John Quincy Adams, kind of looks like the penguin from Batman. And same thing, peace and friendship. Now, these two are pretty cool. This one is General George Washington. And I really like the bust of George Washington there. I think that's a really nice look. But this is my favorite. And when they did the Lincoln penny, it would have been really cool, the revamp with the shield. It would have been really cool to see them do something neat like this, a new bust. I think that's a really cool design of Lincoln. I think that's a really neat. And then the wreath on the back is really cool, and it tells you the dates as to when he was inaugurated when his terms were and when he was assassinated. So very, very cool. I looked this one up, and from what I could see, this is selling for $30 to $40 on eBay, and I bought it for $2.50 if you want to get technical. So pretty cool there. I also bought, if I can get it out of here. So I also bought, so I bought this. This is pretty neat. This is a 1983 Philadelphia ICG graded, which I don't know much about ICG, MS-70 Jefferson commemorative. And nobody was bidding on this, and so I got it really, really cheap. And like I said, it's graded MS-70. I don't know if you could take this company's word for it. I think ICG is a pretty decent one. But there's a scratch on the capsule itself right here. It kind of makes, on the holder, it kind of makes it look like it's on the coin. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's not on the coin. And it's really cool. I think I paid very little for this. And like I said, it says MS-70, so very, very, very neat design here on the back. Very, very cool. And then I also, well, check that one out. Isn't that neat? Beautiful toning on that. Beautiful toning. I look at it often. It seems like it's just looks better and better and better as the day goes on. Or as time goes on, I should say. But see, like, here's the peace dollar. This is a 1928 peace dollar, key date. And you see the eagle there? Setting on a rock. I mean, it's very similar. Very similar in design. Yeah, very, very similar. So, similar but different. I also bought this. It was just really cheap on eBay. 2011 PR69 Shield Scent. And 1909 VDB. What else? I got a 1958 MS65 Red that I bought on eBay, which is pretty cool. Also very cheap. And if you guys don't have a graded wheat scent that is all red and all BU, you should get one. They're really cheap. They're like $10, $11. And then I bought this 1959 MS64 Red, just for one of the first issues of the Memorial scent. Just wanted to have one of the first ones graded. I should have gotten a Philadelphia one, but that was cheap and available. Let me show you what else I got. So I bought 2 rolls. I've never had a roll before. And so I bought 2, one for 11 and one for 14, of 1958D. I probably overpaid, but I was really excited about the potential of owning a roll. BU Wheat Scents. And man, these things are really beautiful. If you guys have never had a roll before, you should definitely pick one up. These are really, really, really nice coins. This is mesmerizing just looking at these coins. The luster is beautiful on them, and it's neat to think, wow, I've got a roll of them. So this is really neat. So I'm really excited about that. So I bought 2 of those rolls. I bought this for $6, not too bad. 1968 through 1982 proof rejects. So let me show you some of these. And they're really not that bad. I can't believe that I bought this for $6. I won another auction. And yeah, there's some problems with some of these. Like you can see the little deal down at the bottom. But some of these aren't too bad. You know, some of them just the only problem that they have is a fingerprint. So I own all of these already that are, don't have problems, and then I have these that do have problems. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with them, but for $6, you know, you can't beat that. I also bought where's it at? There we go. I bought a roll, really cheap actually, of BU Canadian scents. And I'm just going to pick one of these up. And very, very nice. These are from 1962. Pretty cool. And like I say, I got a whole roll of those. And then I recently bought the Whitman National Park album, and I bought volume 2, and I was stupid because I guess I should have realized that I needed volume 1 too, and I hadn't had volume 1, so I bought volume 1. I was going to buy the Dansko National Park Quarter album, but I decided against it because it required PD&S plus the silver proof, and I didn't want to screw around with the silver proof. So I'm current now on this album. I have all the coins, and I really love the coins in this album, especially the proofs. Doesn't matter if they're nickel clad or if they're the copper nickel clad or if they're the silver proofs. The proofs of this series are they're beautiful coins. So I have all of this done, and I have the second album behind me, and that's also all done. And then I also bought, if I can find it real quick, so I bought this on eBay. I got it really, really, really cheap, way less than the book value. It's really nice. Well, it was nice. Really nice. BU, common date, 1956. Very, very nice Franklin half. And it has full bell lines. Let's put that back in there. And then I recently went through all my Kennedy halves and pulled out some of the ones that were toning really neat, like this one right there. Has a very pink tone to it. And where else is if you really look at these, they're really very, very nicely toned. Many of them are. But I bought a Kansas, there we go. So check that out. Kansas Centennial. And these are silver. They're not rounds, I guess they're tokens. So that is Kansas. That's where I'm from, my home. And there's the Kansas seal. Kansas, the slogan there is ad astra per aspera, through the stars and difficulties. And then here is the state of Kansas. Looks like someone bit a corner of it, took a bite out of it. And you can see I used to live in a place called Atchison right up here. And I'm originally from Hutchinson, and I lived in Wichita for many years. So it's neat to be able to see on this map on the back all the different places that I used to live. And then here is another silver coin from the Centennial with the Kansas State, I don't want to call it flag, but seal. Their seal. You can see there the slogan, ad astra per aspera, which is pretty neat. And then on the back it says Kansas Centennial, 1861 through 1961, 100 years. So that's pretty neat. And what else do I have here? So I just bought those. And I bought some other stuff too a while back. Let's see, clip planchet. I got the proof. All these coin books. No, well, is there some coins here? I think I already showed you guys this Mexican coin that I bought right there. Yeah, I showed you guys those because I made a video about that. I got that really cool copper coin. Let's see, some more pennies. Showed you the proofs. I am thinking about actually selling off a big portion of my collection. So there's a lot of other things. I know what I need to show you guys. My Lincoln Cent album. So let me show you this. This is really cool. So I have decided, so the 1901 or 1909 through the 1935, it's kind of hard to find coins that are reasonably priced that are in BU condition. So I have decided to try to fill as many of these slots for the first 2 pages with Woodies. And Woodies are really, really cool. Let me show you some that I've recently added. So I added this 1918 Woody. And isn't that a beauty right there? Look at that. That is an gorgeous coin. I don't know if you can see that clearly. That is a beautiful, beautiful coin. I also added this 1919S. And I added this 1912. And they're all woodies. They're all very nicely toned. And it's amazing to me. Look at this 1912 on the back. Still very red and luster, has a lot of luster on it. It's crazy to me. I also added this 1923 and several others. So I'm going to work on these first 2 pages of just filling this up with woodies. And then the rest of this will all be just normal BU coins. I'm going to try to get red BU coins. So that's looking pretty good. And yeah, so I'm working on a Canadian album. That's what that is right here. What is this? That's the rest of the pennies. I feel like I've gotten a couple other things, but these are all my foreign coins. But I'm thinking about selling a large portion of my collection. And the reason why, you guys, is I have a massive collection here. If I lost all of my ways to produce income, I could probably sell my collection and it would keep me, piece by piece, and it would keep me afloat if that was the only thing I had to rely on for over a year. I have a huge collection. I have coins that I pull out that are worth $300 or $400. Like, for example, let's just go through this here. This is $100 in MS-70. $100 all day long. This right here is, would be worth less, but because of the toning, this is probably a $100 coin. Let's just call it $100. This is a $30 coin, so $230. This is a $300 or $400 coin. It's a key date, 1928. So let's just say $300, $400, $500, $530. So just these 1, 2, 3, 4 coins right here, $530. I still have 15 more slabs, plus 4 more boxes like this, plus all of those coin albums, all of them being full, 60 coins each. So, 6, 12, 120 coins, 1, 2, 3, so 300 and all the albums that I have. I've got so many of those Whitman albums, so many rolls. I could easily probably survive on my coin collection if I needed to for close to a year. But I don't need to. It's more of a want at this point in time. There's some things that I want. I don't need them. But there's things that I would want, or there's things I want that I think I'd be really happy with. And I really like the coins that I have, but I also like getting new coins. And I like constantly getting new coins and seeing, the new things and completing new sets. And what I do with the set that I've completed, it just sits there. So I don't know. I'm thinking about selling a portion of my collection and downsizing. I have a Drake bust, and there's certain coins like that I would never sell. The flowing hair dollar I have and half dollar. But like I said, my coin collection I could live off of for a year if I wanted to. I've got a lot of money wrapped up into it. And there's a lot of different things that I think I would like to have, and I'd like to pay cash for them. So I'm thinking about selling some of my coins off, and I'm not sure yet. Let me just show you this, okay? So I have all these right here. Like I said, 60 coins each in these coin albums. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coin albums. The Lincoln Cent album is almost finished. Those albums are done there. Those albums are done there. That album is done. I have a complete PCGS box right there. And let me show you this. I've got all these tubes and so forth. And then if I just step over here, And let me move this. This is my airline badge, and I don't want you guys to see that. This is my safe that I just bought, and because I needed a bigger safe. And I've got tons, look at this. I have these little boxes here full of stuff. I mean, it'll just keep adding stuff. Look at this. This is a neat coin. I like this one. This is a neat, very, very nice toned 1896 MS64 Morgan dollar. Very, very neat coin. It has all the different colors you could think of, or that you could imagine. But anyway, I have all this stuff. I've got all these commemorative boxes. I have NGC holders. I mean, like I said, all these different albums. You probably can't see them. Let me do this. There we go. So look at that. I have all those different albums there. More albums. More albums. More albums. A ton of paper money. Like, I mean, a wad of paper money. All of those little sets. There's sets there. Those bags are full. Like this bag is one of my mini bags full of junk silver. Each one of these is a roll, and then I've got, what else? What else do I have in here? Got war nickels and mercury dimes, and so I'm looking at maybe getting rid of some of this stuff just because there are a lot of other things, and I've got some really old guns there. But anyway, I'm looking at getting rid of some of this stuff just because, like I said, there's some other things I like to maybe go after and buy, and I've got stuff right there. I've got more albums that are pretty much complete. That box is full of stuff. That box is full of stuff. Forgive the mess here. Like I said, I'm moving soon again. But yeah, so I will let you guys know if I decide to sell my, some of my stuff here. I'm not going to sell it all. But if I decide to sell some of the cool things that I have, I'll let you know. And you guys can, maybe we can work out a deal on some of this stuff. So anyway, I guess I'm going to let you go. I've got a lot of other things to do. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video. Adios.